Guys, welcome to Arkham Review. I got a new news update for you guys with Honda and Nissan. Just a little article about Honda and Nissan's potential merge, where they're at. They're at the kind of beginning stages, and so, what's forcing this, what countries are involved in this move, and is this, maybe potentially a beneficial move for these two companies. So, that's what this article will go over, and just kind of some of the, headlines as you're seeing throughout the week. This is one of the bigger ones, so we're going to go ahead talk about it. So, um, looks like Honda Motor Company and Nissan Motor are considering a merge, otherwise known as a partnership in this case. And the report kind of goes through, some of the stability of each company, where they're at in the stock market, and um, some of the volume of the companies, their market value, projected operating profits. And so this article is just taking a little look at their financial ability, their outlook as well. And so we'll just go through a couple of these stats and then we'll kind of discuss the rest of it. So Nissan stock was listed up 24%. Honda's shares were they were off about 3%. Honda is a stronger company, obviously, in this case, um, which is why Nissan would be the merged company. And so let's see, we got Nissan's market value was about 9 billion, is expected to generate 1.3 billion in 2025. Operating profit, and it wasn't expected to generate any free cash flow. Not great. Honda is expected to generate about 10 billion in operating profit, about 2 billion in free cash flow. Market value is close to 40 billion. Obviously, Honda is the better OEM in this case, and the better part of the deal. So they go through some sold car values, and we're seeing that Honda sold about 1.7 million, Nissan sold about 1.6, Toyota definitely double both of them at 5.4 million cars sold. We kind of look at some industry leaders in cars sold, and for Japanese make specifically, it makes sense to compare Honda and Nissan with Toyota. Um, Looks like overall volume and operating profit are down year over year for all three of the Japanese automakers, primarily due to price competition in China. So really, this article is getting at a couple of things with China and why these companies are looking to merge and kind of almost create a pact. So China, they're primarily making EVs. They are making EVs cheaper and in-house, and it it's China is putting automakers in a place of trying to catch up with the EV, market, trying to make electric vehicles, trying to provide support for these vehicles, because the markets don't necessarily need gasoline vehicles, and so um, there's just this shift going from gasoline to electric. Kind of makes sense. Honda and Nissan both look at this as an opportunity to get ahead in the space, and especially with some of the tariffs coming into China, I'm sure they would like to um, kind of step away from China and really, make an impact together. And, some of these large mergers, at the end of this article, just discusses large mergers. Sometimes they really don't work. Sometimes companies are just too big. They don't integrate well. As we can see, Chrysler tried integrating with Mercedes-Benz, didn't work, but we do have um, a large, you know, automaker, Stellantis. They have Ram, they have Chrysler, they have Fiat, they have, you know, a couple other brands as well. They've kind of bounced around since they've, really formed into what they are now. I believe they sold off a brand as well recently. But anyway, Honda and Nissan can work. Will it happen? We don't know. But what you can expect on a broader financial sense in the market coming up is that there are going to be quite a few mergers and acquisitions taking place. Um, some of these companies are going to get bought up. Some of these companies are just not going to be able to hang on, and so these mergers may make sense. The acquisition part may make sense. Um, with the Fed, stating that they're not going to really look at cutting rates in 2025, or they're going to put a pause on cutting rates within the next year. I think that just kind of shows that things are slowing down a little bit. Some of the rate cuts are just, you know, it was great that cut, percent in a year, but we've got some other issues going on. So I think it'll just be interesting to see whether or not this ends up working out. If Nissan and Honda can merge appropriately and if it'll benefit the market. But to the next one, guys, I'll see you then.